Hi there, my name is Ben Carter again. I sent a video in last week, but apparently it was too long and too far away, so here we go again. I definitely wanted to do another one, wanted to follow through because I'm super excited about this opportunity. I'm going to be talking pretty fast. I apologize for that, but I want to get as much information in this 5 minutes as I can. So here it goes. Describe my personality in 30 seconds. I have a very strong personality. I tend to be a very controlling individual. I love coming into a situation and knowing that I'm in control. I can see certain things happen and know to expect it. That also plays into a little bit of the bad because sometimes I can be a little bit confrontational when things don't go my way, but I always keep it under control. Never get too angry with it, anything like that. Um, but I am a very good people person, and that plays into a little bit of my strategy of what I would want to do in this contest because I would try to be an immediate leader, someone who's indispensable to their team. Um, and that obviously worked really well for Ivan last year and Genevieve. So that's something I would definitely try to attack. As far as the negatives go, um, sometimes I have a constant need for validation. So if I feel like I do something well, and it was a big contributor to something, and I don't get proper credit, I take it as a personal slight. But now, before I get into my prized possessions, I do need to explain something because my last video was actually shot at my house back in Wilmington. I'm living in two separate places right now because I found a new job up in Columbus. So I'm kind of my living situation up here in Columbus is temporary until I move into my new apartment in August. So I don't have all of my prized possessions with me. Some of them are back home in Wilmington, which is why I chose to shot the video. Chose to shoot the video there because obviously I had more access to more of my nerdy things. But here I do actually have a couple things that I'd love to show you. Number one being this trusty guy right here. This is who I call Mr. Red Legs. This has been my Super Smash Bros. Controller since freshman year in college, which is over 5 years ago now. Never let me down. I explained in my last video how Super Smash Bros. Is really the only true religion I've ever had. I spent more time with it than anything else. And of course, this guy goes right along with Mr. Redlegs here with being one of my most prized possessions. Another one is that 50th anniversary edition of The Lord of the Rings that I showed in my last video, the gold leaf, hardback edition. Oh, it's amazing. I wish I had it here to show again, but it makes me cry with tears of joy every time I lay eyes on it. But also, one more thing I'd love to show you is this actually 10th anniversary edition signed by Kevin Smith edition of Clerks, and it's one of my favorite movies. I love Kevin Smith and all of his works, so that's something I'd love to have and love to show off. Um, so uh, nerd cred. I've been a huge academic achiever. My GPA graduated with high honors in high school and college. I graduated with 3.75 in one of the toughest journalism programs in the nation at OU. Um, yeah, as far as really nerdy things go, I'm probably one of the few people that actually collects Sonic comics. So I probably have one of the larger Sonic comic book collections you've ever seen. Um, and I can't claim to have any super high scores in any video games, but I'm a super gamer. I my biggest thing that I probably mentioned last time was my speed run in Mega Man X5, which is under 3 hours. Um, and why me over other nerds? As far as a nerd off goes, I think because I am a complete threat. Even if I'm not an expert in something right now, I pick up things incredibly quick. I'm a very fast learner, so if I need to study something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to excel at it. I'm going to make sure I excel at it. But like I said in my last video, I'm a modern day Renaissance nerd. I dabble in this, I dabble in this. I have basic knowledge in pretty much anything you can consider nerdy. So I am definitely a complete threat, and so someone who could also come in and be an immediate leader as well as that complete threat would obviously add a lot to the competition. So what's my social life like? I could say it's actually pretty active. As I've made pretty clear so far, I consider myself a very social person. I'm very good at playing social atmospheres. That's why I feel like I would be great for this house too, because a lot of nerds aren't the best at that. So you definitely need your people to come in and kind of even that out. Um, but yeah, I do love going out. I love having a good time with people. I am single right now. I'm not dating because I don't necessarily know why. I'm new to Columbus. I'm just kind of fitting in this area. So maybe I just haven't found the right person yet. Maybe not. Maybe it's something with me that I haven't discovered yet. But I'm always looking to grow in a personal way, and that's something that the competition can definitely help me with. Um, so, hey, how competitive am I? Incredibly. I actually come from, I played a lot of sports in high school that made me super competitive. Obviously I've been an online gamer my entire life, so I'm always looking to win. And if I don't win, then I'm gonna practice, 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 practice until I get better and I am winning. So, and that the strategy question I kind of answered. I plan to be an immediate leader, someone who can lead a team and be indispensable to the competition. Weird quirks. I mentioned my map fetish in the last video. That's definitely something you don't hear a whole lot. But also something I don't think I mentioned in my last video, but I did mention on the application, is that I just said, I come from a sports background. I do love sports. I love sports, but I get incredibly, incredibly nerdy about them. Not too many people have an NFL record fact book. They're just sitting around in the room, and I've read it front to back. I'm a statistics junkie. I can rattle off statistics from years ago. Baseball, football. Pretty much all of it. I make somehow I make sports nerdy. And this is the biggest thing. Why do I want to be on King of the Nerds? And I'm so excited about this opportunity. I couldn't believe that you guys emailed me back so many times. But why I want to be on King of the Nerds is because I feel like this could really launch me into being able to do something that I've always wanted to do, and that's video game journalism. I actually graduating straight out of college, I applied to a lot of gaming magazines, IGN, Game Informer, a whole bunch of different places, and I just wasn't getting any bites. So I kind of settled, and I went with a good job opportunity up here in Columbus, but it's a day job. I can make a lot of money at it, but I don't like it. I'm not passionate about it. Something I am passionate about is video games and writing, both of them. And I feel like if I were to be a contestant on King of the Nerds, and if I were to win some of the games, how could a gaming magazine say no to me? How? At the very least, it's going to help. So that's why I want this so bad. I want it so bad. And if you give me the opportunity to be on King of the Nerds, I promise I won't disappoint. I'm going to bring my A game day in and day out and dominate beast mode, go all out. I'm ready for this. I want that throne.